They were calling me asking if she has dental insurance because they wanted to charge a couple $100. So I was driving in the car. I said, first of all, I don't know the particulars and ins and outs about her dental insurance, but I know she does have it. So can you ask her the name of her dentist, which my mother will know the name, and then you can call the dentist's office and get all the information. So they said, okay.
There's Pass. Good morning, Pass.
The contact if they need anything.
We're live.
Absolutely. She wouldn't
We're live.
trust me. Oh. A little dark, or is that good? I feel like I look so dark. The lighting may have changed.
There's Tanya.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Look at your oasis. It's so lovely.
Yeah, we've got Karen and Bowie.
It's like
Kirsten.
wrong room.
There's Pass. Good morning.
Good morning.
Put us on gallery view. That way everyone can see each other.
She has a beautiful smile.
Almost ready to get started.
Don't you like this? No.
All right, well. There's Sue. All set?
Yeah.
Awesome.
10 o'clock.
There's Sue.
There's Sue, there's Tanya, there's Pass, and who else just joined in there? Val. Good morning, Val.
Good morning, Val.
Morning, everyone.
And let's show something.
Yeah.
You happy with that light?
Oh, am I? All right, let's get it started. So let's come to let's come to the front of our mats. And bring your feet out to the edges of the mats and get the outsides of your feet running parallel to the edge of your mat. And let's make the body nice and tall. So from your legs, from your feet, all the way up through your legs and all the way up through each vertebrae of the spine. I like you to imagine you're kind of growing, and then do the same for the neck. And imagine you've got an imaginary string tied on the top of your head and use it to kind of pull everything up off the earth. Let's take your shoulders up to the ears. Let's take your thumbs, aim them straight forward, and then rotate them backwards. And then draw your hands backwards with your arms nice and straight. Take a big breath in. And then an exhale. On the next breath, bring your hands all the way to the sky. Let's pull your butt back. Just bend your knees ever so slightly. On the next exhale, fold all the way down. As your hands reach the earth, push your palms into the earth. Bend your knees, lower your butt, extend your spine, and then push your hips high to the air and just fold in and let that lower back just kind of stretch out. Let's step our feet back into a plank pose. Pull your hips up and back to down dog. Push up into the toes. Drive your heels towards the earth. Feel the arches of the feet, kind of get a nice little lengthening and stretch, maybe up and into the calves. As you come back to plank, gently bring your knees to the earth and draw your hips back over your knees and walk your hands under shoulders. Let your head fall. And from the middle of the back, pull up, suck in your belly button. Big breath in, exhale, reverse. As the head pulls up, pull up with the back of the head today. And try not to pull forward with the chin. Let's pull the chin in towards the neck itself. Let's give a little thought to our shoulders. If we're pushing hard away from the earth, I'd like you to try to sink into the shoulders and then pull the shoulders away from the center line of the body. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, let the head fall and pull up from the middle of the back. This time, tuck your hips under as you pull your belly button up and into the spine. And on the next breath, as you release it, reverse and hold in this spot. Take your knees slightly off the earth. Just gently lift them up off and then gently lower them back down. Let's sink into the shoulders. Let's hold that sink and then take the knees up slightly. And then lower back down. And this next lift, elevate the hips. Pull them backwards and upwards. Down dog. This is a high down dog. I'm going to push high into the toes. And as we drive the heels towards the earth, pull the hips higher to the sky if you can. Let's take a couple breaths here. And as we breathe, I'd like you to kind of look inside and set your intentions for the day. Give ourselves the opportunity to govern our effort. It's only through my words that we exercise, but it's through our own thoughts that we govern our work. So I want you to be governing judiciously today. Come back to your plank. Drop the knees to the earth. Widen the knees, actually. Let's bring them wider than hip width and let the tops of your feet turn to touch. As you pull the hips back, walk the hands forward. Come up onto the fingertips of your hands. I'm going to create a little tug of war if we can by pulling the hips backwards as we walk the hands forward. Now, if your forearms are resting on the earth, make sure they're up. Let's turn the thumbs outward. Let's turn the elbows outward and then walk the fingers forward just a little more if we can. Good. On the next breath, let's all meet in the quadruped or all four position. Keep the knees wide, but tuck the toes under on the back. Now, the distance between the knees, I'd like you to try to keep that as you take both knees up off the earth. Beautiful. Now, lower back down and step the knees together. I want you to try to create a little bit of inward muscle activation by trying to pull each thigh together And while you keep the toes tucked, and as you squeeze your legs together, gently take the knees up off the earth. And then gently lower. Let's sink down into the shoulders. Let's keep the sink. Let's keep the activation of those inner thigh muscles, and then elevate the knees just ever so slightly. And as you lower back down, come up onto your knees. And so again, our knees are compressed. I'd like you to take your butt backwards without sitting it down on the heels, and take your pinky fingers and bring them onto the side of your body. So the palms are facing forward. The shoulders have a nice activation across the back. Now, if your head's fallen off your body, let's make the neck long and pull the chin up and in the body. And then pull your elbows backwards and squeeze them together a little bit. Now, take a big breath. As you exhale, let the hands push forward, palms face the sky. Baby fingers touch, forearms come together, extend forward, elevate the hands. On the exhale, pull the elbows back. Pinkies return back to the side body position. As the elbows pull back, pull the chin into the neck and lengthen from the base of your spine all the way out through your head. Squeeze the elbows together. Take a big breath. Exhale, extend forward. Elevate. As you bring hands over heart, take your left foot, step it forward. Let's interlock the fingers, flip the palms to face forward, push the hands out, and elevate the arms. If you can, try to bring them all the way back. Give me as much rotation to the shoulders as your body will allow. Let's bring our hands back over heart. Switch legs. And to fold the fingers, palm push forward, hands sweep to the sky, arms sweep far back. Let's bring hands back over heart and return its foot back to its position. Pull your butt back, extend the hands forward. Beautiful. Now, lengthen base, middle, top, nice and long. Separate your fingers widely, then curve them in, and then bring the fingertips and thumbs to touch. Beautiful. Take a rotation slightly to the left and come back center. We're going opposite side. From side to side, slowly, it's about 3 counts one way, and back to center. This is not about over rotation right now. This is just warming up the body. Getting those little small muscles of the spine, little rotator muscles, little active. We need that support for later in class. Come back center, hold, release the hands, turn the palms to face outward, lift the arms tall, pull with the fingers. Thumbs are aiming down at the earth. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, bring hands over heart. Pull the butt back, fold down, hold, lengthen the spine. Now, hands return to the earth, back to all fours. Gently lift the knees up off the earth, pull the hips up, pull them back. We're going to take this to a standing position, but we're going to do it by lowering the knees just above the earth and then walking the hands back until we're able to come upon our feet. Fold in, let that low back feel a nice lengthening and release. Bend your knees, extend the spine to a flat back. As you exhale, let the upper body fold onto the thighs, push your hips to the sky. Bend. Booty lowers, back extends, inhale, lengthen. Lower the hips even lower if you can. Unhinge through the hips while the hips remain low. Bring hands over heart. Beautiful. Hold on this spot. And I want you to enjoy this a little bit. So we're going to add some enjoyment to it. Take the ball of each foot, push it into the mat, and then try to rotate the ball of each foot towards each other. Kind of bring it into the center line of the body. Now, check out those knees of yours. Are they rotating in with that action? I like you to try to keep the knees as best you can, aiming straight forward as you work to spiral in or create that isometric activation in the ball of each foot. Extend the hands out. While you keep that internal activation coming into the midline with the ball of each foot, while you work on that, lower the hips. Stand tall. Continue to spiral in through this whole range of motion. Come back down. Stand tall. And then hips pull back. Fold forward, walk out plank. Let's get our chest a little more involved. Hover low. And then push back up, hover high. Pull your hips upward and backward. Push up under the toes. Drive the heels to the earth. Let's do that a few more times. Connect movement with breath, not just today, every day. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower the heels. Let's all meet with our heels pushing towards the earth and tie an imaginary string onto your little tailbone and use that string to pull your hips high into the air. As we release this to come back to plank. Back with that chest, hover low. Push it back up. Pull up and back, down dog. And let's transition out of this. Knees hover the earth. Hands walk back. Onto the feet. Fold the upper body down. Enjoy your breath. As you bend the knees, lower that butt. Extend to a flat back. Lower the hips, even lower if you can. Pull them back. Try to give me as much weighting as your body will allow into the heel. I'd like you to really try to load up your posterior chain, muscle. Keep the back extending. Keep the hips low. Unhinge the upper body. Bring hands over heart. Changing up the nuance of activation here. On this go round, I'd like you to try to spiral your knees away from your body. It's isometric, so they're not moving, right? We're just creating that activation on the outside. Now, extend the hands out. Rise tall. Pull your butt back. Rotate the heels out as you come down. Activation is what we're looking for, not actual movement. This is isometric. Butt pulls back, hips lower. As we stand tall this time, hands to the sky. Chop off my fingers. All right, now, right hand grabs the right wrist. Yeah. Sorry, right hand grabs the left wrist. You can't grab the same wrist with the hand unless you're really flexible. I'm going to pull the arm, the left arm, and then push the left hip out. So it's just all lateral movement here. Come back center, switch sides. As you come back center, bring hands over heart, take your left knee, lift it into the air. Now, pull your heel into your butt as best you can. Pull your butt back. Begin to fold forward. Come back to standing. Switch left for right. Heel pulls in. Fold forward. Come back to standing. Both feet to the earth. Push the hands to the sky. Fold halfway forward, open the palms to face the earth. Let's walk your feet out to the sides of the mat. And let's take your thumbs, aim them down at the earth, and then spiral them all the way around and aim them to the sky if you can. Pull your butt back. Watch what we're doing here, right? Hip, pull back, weighting to the heels. Extend the spine, pull the chin up and into the neck. Keep that external rotation of the thumb. Open the palms to face away from the body, separate the fingers. Pull the arms with the fingers, unfold slightly. Pull the chin into the neck, best you can. Lengthen the spine, best you can. Beautiful. Take a big breath. On the exhale of it, bring the hands all the way up. While we work to create an internal rotation of the ball of each big foot in this wide stance, lower the hips. Stand tall. Keep those arms extending up. Butt pulls back. Try to internally rotate each of those big toes of yours. Stand tall. Inhale. Exhale. Down. Sit it down. Fold it down. Walk it out plank. It's coming back to our chest. Hover low. Knees are optional, right? Push back up. Pull up and back down dog. Pull your hips high to the sky. Drive your heels to the earth. Now let's just play with this down dog a little bit. Your hands and your feet are your connection points to your earth. I'd like you to try to pull both together. Pull the feet and hands together, like you're scissoring. Pull your hips high. Come back to plank. Back to our chest. Hover low. Hover high. Drop your knees. Extend your hips back. Child's pose. Be a little more active in our child's pose. We're going to take our right palm and open it to the sky. And if you can, elevate the hand. And then bring it back to its place. And do the same with the left. Arms reaching straight as best you can. Hand, palm returns back down. Tug of war time. Hips pull back. Hands walk forward. Come up onto your fingertips. So you're kind of cupping the earth. Walk forward a little more with the fingers. Pull the hips back just ever so slightly more. Spine is long, neck is long, and chin is just not drooping down. Okay, come all the way forward and lie face down. All right, so let's bring our hands out beside the shoulders. And let's take your feet and your inner thighs and let's have a party. We're going to bring them together, have a little bit of fun. You're going to keep your toes on the earth. And much like we practice, we're just really warming up before when we do this, but this is the real work now. I'd like you to squeeze the legs together and bring your pinkies to the side of your body. Right now, you must feel like your body's trembling, and if it is, good. That's exactly how this exercise should feel. Now, try to pull your elbows slightly together. Take your chin, pull it into the neck, and then try to lift your chest up off the earth. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, try to hold the position. One more time, try to inhale, up, lift, more if you can. Exhale, fold, bring the hands back down under the shoulders. Beautiful. Now let's walk the hands forward. Fingertips, walking the hands forward. Try to pull the whole body along the earth. Of course, it's not going to happen, but just try to by walking forward with the fingers. To that nice lengthening across the shoulders and down into the mid-back. Pull your chin up and away from the earth. If your forearms have decided to rest on the earth, get them back at work. Lift them up. Walk the hands forward. Beautiful. Now, pull your belly button in towards your spine. Try to lift the head a little higher. Try to lift the chest a little higher. Try to lift both a little higher. And as you exhale, bring your hands back to your shoulders. Take a breath. Enjoy. We're going to go through this one more time. When you're ready, pinky fingers come onto the side of the body, best you can. Elbows are high to the sky, elbows squeeze together, lifting the earth. So we're not looking forward, but the chin up, it's protruding forward. Chin's pulling up and into the neck. Lift the chest up off the earth, squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze those thighs. Give me more and more thigh squeezing, more and more. Give me that. Focus on that right now. Higher if you can, squeeze harder if you can. On the exhale, hands come back, shoulders. Walk them forward now. Fingertips walking the earth, forearms up off the earth. Walk forward a little more. Making sure your nose or forehead, no part of your head is pushing into the mat. You're actively using the muscles of the neck to keep it up off the earth. Let's elevate the chest. Let's lengthen the spine. Let's lengthen the neck. Let's elevate from the back of the head. Pull it up. Walk the fingers forward just a little more if you can. On the next breath, relax all. Bring hands back to shoulders. Push up and back onto your knees. As you step them forward to bring the knees underneath the hips, I want you to step them out a little wider and then let the feet, the ball of each foot come together while the toes remain tucked under. Let the spine go into flexion, let the head fall. Let's reverse this. Let the chest descend to the earth, sink into the shoulders, elevate the back of the head. A lot of times I see people trying to look forward, like we're missing something, but you really are missing something if you're doing that. It's just compressing that cervical spine, your neck. We want to lengthen this. We want to get those muscles more supportive, reversing some of our lifestyle choices, like sitting around and stuff like that. Let the head fall. Pull from the center of the spine. Big breath in. Pull the belly button up and in. Exhale, come back to neutral spine. Let us sink into the shoulders. Elevate the knees slightly up off the earth. Gently lower. Bring the knees together, toes together. Elevate up off the earth. Squeeze the thighs. Pull the hips up as you squeeze and back as you squeeze. Down dog. The heels drive to the earth. Keep the knees together. Bring them gently down just above you. Earth. Walk your hands. As you come upon the feet, let the upper body fall. As the knees bend, lower the rear end. Pull back the hips. Weight to the heels. This exercise is not about using the quads, which are very dominant in most of our movement patterns. I want you to look beyond that and try to get those rear end back end muscles working. Now, keep the inward squeeze of the legs. Bring the palms to the shin. Push the palms to the shin and extend the spine. This is going to help spinal extension. We're going to use some of the other muscles of the upper body to help support and lengthen the spine. Lower your butt even farther. Keep the butt down where it is right now. Slide the hands up by unhinging. We're basically opening up the hips. Take the palms out in front. Interlock the fingers. Flip the palms. Squarely rotate left. Come back center. And do that again. Yeah, you'll notice there's no translation of any other part of the body. It's just a spinal rotation. We're not pushing with the arms. We're rotating with the shoulder carriage. Just give me one more. I'm going to hold it down because I know you like that burning sensation. Pull your butt back. If your knees are forward of the toes, draw them back as best you can. Rotate right. Keep the thighs squeezing together. Rotate right and center. Keep your breath in line with the motion. Let's meet with hands over heart. Stand tall. Push your hands to the sky. Fold all the way forward. Inhale as you extend. Keep the spinal extension. Take your left foot, slide it back, and lift it up and into the air. Switch it for the right. As you return the right, bend the knees ever so slightly. Pull your butt back. Extend the spine. Let's keep the feet separated about hip width apart if we're not presently there. Now, the next draw of the leg, I'd like you to focus on keeping the knee almost locked out. And just slide the foot backwards. Weight into the right leg. Left leg's long, hips are square. So if you are opening, if your foot and your toes in particular are pointing away from the body, close the hips, and in fact, turn the toes in towards the center line of the body. Keep the leg long. As the toes work to rotate inwardly, elevate that left leg higher, and then return it back to the earth. Pull the butt back. Right foot slides back. Right leg elevates. Right toes turn into the midline. Right leg lifts higher. And then lower. Left foot, sweep it back. And now we're going to do what our body likes to do, which is rotate externally. I like you to take the left toes, turn them away from the body. Make sure the right leg is strong. And now we're going to try to lift the left arm, bring it onto the left hip, and then rotate that left hip open to the sky. This is a single leg balance. Half moon. Full moon's what I see when I Tomer does the work around our house. That one's for Sue. Now reach the hand to the sky, separate the fingers, pull the arm long, try to rotate a little more through that hip if you can, open a little more, take a big breath, and everyone meet back, folded position, pull the butt back, right foot slides back, right toes open, exterior, right hip follows the lead of the toes, right hand to left hip. Take the right hand, reach it to the sky. Try to open just a little more. Try to rotate just a little more. Try to keep long. On the exhale, everyone meet. Folded forward. Lower the butt, extend the spine, bring hands over heart, keep your butt down. Now, hold here for 1 second. Take your heels, try to turn them away from the body without letting the knees push in. As you keep that activation, stand tall. Push your hands to the sky. Fold all the way forward. Have a seat. Oh. How are we doing so far?
Fantastic.
The crowd back there is awfully quiet. All right. Good news. Only about 13 minutes left of torture. That's it. Let's bring your hands onto your kneecaps. And let's make the spine nice and long. Beautiful. Now, let's release this, but if you need, so some of us have different levels of strength relative to our rectus abdominis or our six-pack muscle, which is going to help us descend back onto the mat. So if you need to hang on, towel, hamstrings, whatever you can. If it's possible, I'd like you to take your hands, reach them forward, and then spiral the thumbs open, and then try to turn the thumbs towards the earth and draw the shoulders back. And try to keep that muscle activation as you see curve the spine, imprinting one vertebrae at a time as you come down without falling. Like this. Nice. Now bring the hands up over the body. Woo! We have some super challenged people back here. Yes. All right. Let's take the right foot and left foot up and into the air. Now you're going to feel as the feet arise that the lower back kind of comes into the earth a little bit. So I'd like you to pull forward just a little bit so you can kind of feel the lumbar or the lower back. Just feel a little relief of pressure. So it's slightly off the earth. Let's hold on that spot and then bring toes and thighs together. Now, I'd like you to try to pull in your belly button. And then while you work to maintain that slight decompression of the lower back off the earth, let's begin to lower the legs. So this is slightly different than a Pilates leg extension. Pilates normally has the heels together with the toes angled outward. We're working on our medial or middle muscles, and we're kind of really stretching them as they lengthen out. But we're really kind of working to make them stronger. So keep the thighs working together, pull in, elevate. You're gonna feel your hip flexors on fire because these muscles that should be working relative to hip flexion, we're taking them out of the equation by compressing the legs together. So let's bring them down one more time, slowly, of course, and then come back up, slowly, of course. All right, pull the knees up and into the chest. Let's rock from side to side. And then extend the legs all the way out along the earth and bring the hands all the way up and above the head. Let's aim the thumbs towards the earth. Separate the fingers widely. Use the fingers to pull the arms long. Let the shoulders release up. Let them slide up towards the ears. Let's hollow out your belly. And while you keep the belly hollowed out, let's lift the shoulders up off the earth and then bring the hands towards the chest and keep curving up one vertebrae at a time to lift up off the earth. Separate the fingers, C-curve the spine, dive the fingers down towards the heels and extend them past the feet if you can. Point the toes, Let that low back kind of lengthen out and stretch. Just feel it and enjoy it. Those muscles that we're lengthening out right now often get shortened up from long bouts of sitting. It's an opportunity to kind of let them find a natural state that's better than being in a compressed state. Let's come back to our mat. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to slide the baby fingers along the earth. As we draw the shoulders in, drop the chin. Keep that curve to the thoracic spine. Start to hollow out your belly and start to rotate each vertebrae, imprinting it one at a time. Let the hands rise to the air slowly over the chest, continuing all the way backwards. Thumbs descend upon the earth, fingers are separated widely. Because you enjoyed that so much the first time, there's Karen's foot. Tickling, or not Bowie, that's Bowie. No, that's Karen. Because you enjoyed it so much the first time, we're gonna do it one more time. Now, start by pulling the shoulder blades up off the earth. Tuck the chin in, take the hands, let them kind of sit right above the head. Each vertebrae at a time, right from the middle part of the spine, pulling up, 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 up. Oh, yes. C-curving the spine. Try not to go too straight. Get the muscles of the front body highly active. Let the fingers dive towards the heels and push the fingertips beyond the feet. Let the head just fall. Enjoy a couple breaths. And when you're ready, pinkies drag the earth. Shoulders pull back, chin remains tucked, hollowing out your belly, each vertebrae one at a time, down, connecting. Hands sweep over the chest, all the way back. Lengthen. Let's add a little bit of length from the lower body. Take the toes and point them away from the body, and then try to walk your heels away from the body. Toes are pointed. Fingers pull opposite direction of toes. Pull the belly button in as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring hands over heart. Pull the knees towards your upper body to let the feet come upon the mat, hip width apart. Widen through the shoulders. Imagine the shoulders being pulled apart by two separate strings, pulling in opposite directions. Keeping hands over heart. Take your rear end off the earth. Elevate it. Gently lower it down towards the earth, but hover it just slightly above the earth. Take your left foot, lift it off the earth. And then switch that slowly for the right. If you can, use the heel as the way to anchor the foot. Right heel, down, left heel up. Switch. Switch one more time, each foot. Right foot down, left foot up. And then switch. Hold the hips up. Walk the feet away from the body. As the bend comes out of the knee, you're going to feel the hamstrings start to work a little bit more. Let your rear end fall to the earth. Walk the legs straight and then walk them in just an inch or two. So if there's a slight bend in the knee, step the feet out hip width apart. Take your big toes and your knees and turn them in. Have a little communication between the two. They're connected. Without movement, again, activation is what we're looking for. Try to pull your heels in towards your butt. We're not sliding them on the mat or anything crazy like that. We're just activating muscle. Keep that muscle activation realized as you work to elevate your butt up off the earth. Bang, there we go. Feel a whole bunch of stuff working now. Let's lower back down. Let's create that activation again, that isometric pull of the heels. Let's take the hips, raise them up. Squeeze and raise, and then lower. Boom. Extend the legs out. Take the hands above the head. Tug of war. Yep. Pull, lengthen. Pull the knees up and into the chest. Bring the hands up on your kneecaps. Bring your forehead to the knees and rock forward to back. Cross your legs. Walk over them. Bring your hands to the earth. Step your feet back, plank. Oops. Pull your hips up and back, down dog. When we first started, this actually felt like work, and now it kind of feels so much better. Agree? All right. As you come back to plank, bring your right foot forward towards the left hand, pigeon pose. So we're going for hips square, forearms if you can. Try to keep the hips relatively square. If you've opened up, you can always modify this by pulling your leg further away from the body. It's all relative to hip mobility and the depth of our acetabulum or the hip socket. Extend the spine. Take a couple more breaths. Try to deepen the pose if you can. Just walk it back to our plank. Step it back. Pull your hips up and back, down dog. In a smooth movement, coming to plank, left foot forward. Lower down into pigeon. Enjoy yourself for a few moments. Walk the arms out. Let the pose be more relaxed. When you're ready, walk your hands back. Come into a seated position. Cross your legs. You can do lotus if you want. Half lotus is for those that can do it. Just saying. Let's bring your hands over hearts. Let's grow nice and tall in this seated position. Beautiful. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, let me thank you for your amazing participation today. And thank you for joining us. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo!
Namaste.
Let's see who has joined us today. Hi, Ann. And let's change the camera around so I can be more visible.
That was great.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
the great class. Just the right amount of humor.
Always the right amount of humor.
Yeah.
Sean, I miss your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
Val,
too.
thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. Yeah, another year younger.
Yes, absolutely. We're keeping the party going this weekend.
Yeah, well,
Mark, this is my sister. You've met Karen before, right, Mark? Hi, Mark. And this is Victoria's boyfriend. His name is Bowie.
Hi, everybody.
Bowie is a personal trainer. You can see he's got a few muscles on him.
yes.
Okay, but he's not just a personal trainer. Can you go through the rest of the bio, please?
Yes. He's a firefighter
Firefighter,
extraordinaire.
EMT,
Yeah.
all of the fancy stuff.
Athletic trainer
Okay.
and an all-around nice guy.
Yeah.
And best of all, he loves Victoria.
And he's got a good catch in her.
Yeah.
Victoria, where is Victoria? Maybe bring her out here and say hello. No? Victoria she has a sore arm.
Uh-oh.
She's a softball
Oh,
player. So she's been doing PT. So that's why she can't weight bear into her arm. Otherwise she would have been joining us.
Obvious.
I can't either, so don't look at the film because my poses are horrible.
But you're getting stronger.
Yeah, but yesterday I was like, I think I did one movement correctly, but at least I was here.
How's your arm doing?
It's very, very frozen. He said 2 more months, but it's getting there.
Well, you got some movement back. That looks,
Yeah, I
That's
have
good.
I have quite a bit, but it hurts.
yeah.
I had a frozen shoulder once before. Is that your shoulder?
I broke the humerus, and then for 9
Yeah.
weeks it was immobilized, and now I have a frozen shoulder.
I know, it's very painful.
Horrible.
Very painful.
Especially in the middle of the night, you wake up and it's like,
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Because the muscles are, there's the circulation's cut off a lot. Is that what's going on? He's got pins and needles in the shoulder?
I couldn't put my hand in my back pocket, or I couldn't write on my blackboard at school. It was
Yeah.
like the whole shoulder had to go up, but I did PT and it came along. It was pretty good. Now I can do everything.
good, I have hope.
Yeah.
Always hope.
Hey, Sean, I really liked your cue. I'm going to think about this when we did the balance posing and bringing your heel towards your butt. That like cemented in my head. Now I was a lot more stable when I concentrated on that. Good tip.
Oh, thank you.
agree. I don't know if they can hear me, but.
That's my
Yeah, I
hubby.
can hear
He's smart.
All right. Oh, you guys are great.
Well, it looks like you guys are having a great weekend. Enjoy.
Yes, weather's perfect. We had a really good time.
It's going to be a high of 92 today.
Oh, nice.
Yay,
Are you
right.
heading to the beach?
We're going to have some eggs now, and then we're going to do a beach day.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
here comes the princess.
Oh, here's Victoria. There's Sue and all my
Hi.
friends.
Hi.
Hi, Sue.
You remember Anne? We were skiing
I skied with you, Victoria, many years ago.
With you.
I haven't, Snowbird. I can hear
Were
it.
you shaking?
Yeah.
Treatment on.
She has her treatment on, so it pulsates.
Oh,
It goes like this.
Okay.
Couldn't do class with all of you guys today.
At least we got
Yeah,
to
I
see you.
follow you. I think you're doing great stuff.
Thanks, Anne.
She's going to the Olympics.
oh,
I know. I'm
Representing
so proud of
Canada.
you.
Represent.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
We're very proud of her.
We're proud
Proud
too.
of.
Yeah.
Karen's
Thank
trying to convince me that she got her good athletic genes from Karen, and I'm trying to convince Victoria that she got them from Sue and I.
And Rick had nothing to do with it.
No.
No.
Poor Rick.
Oh.
all right.
I
All
hope
right.
you
Well,
guys
take
have
care, everybody.
a
I
good
gotta
rest
go.
of the day.
Day. Thank you.
Yes.
Love to you all.
Day.
Bye,
Thank you all for
everybody.
joining.
Thank you.
Bye, Tanya.
Bye.